Imagine if one day the news would just disappear. Every news website, every news broadcast, all goes silent at the same time. Knowing how our society nowadays are so dependent on online news, we might as well just be unaware of the state of the world in the coming future. And then what happens next? With no news to reveal and expose certain issues in this world, those in power will definitely use this to manipulate regular citizens. Governments and corporations can do whatever they want without risking getting exposed by the news media. Democracy would collapse quickly because citizens become unaware of whatever is happening around them. A strong democracy needs well-informed citizens to call out all the misdeeds that the government or corporation has conducted. This is why when a corrupt leader wants to take control of a country, the first thing that will go away is news, followed by democracy, because news is a symbol of a democratic country. Without news, citizens will be uninformed, and when the citizens are uninformed, they are easier to manipulate. Actually, the government can still manipulate the citizens even when news still exists. So, how do they do it? Misinformation and propaganda. If the government controls the news, they can use these two things to control the population. The news can be an illusion to the people that the country is still a democracy and are used to spread subtle propaganda to influence the public's opinion on certain matters. But if let's say that there are still citizens who are educated enough to notice this propaganda and avoid them, what the news can do is churn out more misinformation that comes in various forms. Flood the social media with sensationalized news, overwhelms the user with so many sensationalized misinformation and propaganda until they go into a fatigue which discourages them from looking at local news. This is how you manipulate the people who choose to be blissfully unaware because they are deliberately avoiding the news as it affects their mental health. An example that I want to share is with the case of the hantavirus, which has been sensationalized to the ground by news outlets. Despite multiple experts assuring that the virus is not easily transmittable, the news did not hesitate to say that it will become the next pandemic. Some content creators on YouTube and other platforms have said the same thing as well. Why does this happen? Because it is to instill fear among the people, and fear-mongering creates a lot of engagement. These news outlets and content creators are basically profiting off of human emotion, which is very unfortunate because it is one of the most quickest way to generate revenue. And if you are the government, you will see how this is something that you can also take advantage of. Perhaps send a government representative to make a press release that supports this sensationalized news. Maybe create a narrative that the scientists are trying to cover up the fact that hantavirus is actually easily transmittable and were bioengineered in a lab. Then, you can pick whatever country that people don't like because of recent controversy to blame for the release of the virus. Not only this will instill an anti-intellectualism within the people because of their distrust with scientists, but now the country that you just blame on will receive a lot of backlash. All the while, the news outlet that you control will frame these issues in the form of propaganda. It's a win-win for you. And if you are the government and you hate intellectuals like scholars and scientists, then maybe you can pay a bunch of people to be conspiracy theorists to plague the information landscape with misinformation and pseudo-scientific claims. The government can even support the conspiracy theory by confirming that they are indeed true, just like with how the US government had confirmed that aliens are real during the height of COVID pandemic, basically throwing a red herring to keep the public distracted and their attention divided. And to top it off, when you have citizens that are discouraged to look at the news because of how gloomy and messy it is, they would seek solitude and watch content that makes them happy. And that happiness can be weaponized as well. If you are the government, don't create any rules or regulations against the spread of misinformation in social media, and don't regulate any content farms, especially AI slobs. Because these short-term slop contents are basically just dopamine generators, which can be used to waste users' times and potentially reduce their attention span. When you have citizens with reduced attention span, they are less likely to engage in news, unless it's something that activates their primal instinct like fear or anger. Therefore, these citizens will be prone to accepting misinformation or exaggerated news on face value, discouraging them to dig deeper into certain issue. Therefore, keeping the citizens blissfully unaware and uninformed, which in turn makes them easily manipulated by the government. And that is the tip and tricks that I'm allowed to share for those who want to be a corrupt leader. That's all I have for now. I'll see you on the next one.